It's Christmas! Well, in 4 sleeps it will be, and that's very exciting. But before we get there, we have a Tuesday thought for you. Have you ever thought about the importance of your name? By now you're probably all aware that my name is Heather. That is a small plant that lives in the Scottish Highlands. It's very pretty. It sometimes has either a white or a pink flower on top of it. And yeah, it grows all over Scotland, but it's just a plant. So, you know, I'm named after a plant. The other options for my name were Kimberly. Apparently my mum wanted Kimberly. Or if I were a boy, I would have been Neil. And I don't think I suit either of those. So I think I had a lucky escape there. Some names have more meaning to them though, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So we've been doing Festive Tuesday Thoughts, and today's no different. We're going to look at Isaiah 9 verse 6, and in the NLT version of the Bible it says, "For a child is born to us, a son is given to us, the government will rest on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." Now, when a parent has a baby, they can sometimes spend months thinking about the name, or maybe they've had it written down for years. My brother actually heard a name like well before he and his wife ever had a baby, and they had this name lined up for absolutely years. So when they actually had a daughter, they already had her name lined up, and it was really cool, and she suits that name and she's wonderful and I love her. But names can have significance. It might be a family name, it might be a word that they love, it's come to them in a dream, or it might be just really important that that person gets that name. Or it could be the same when you get a new pet. Last year we adopted a wonderful little Westie who desperately needed a new name. And in all honesty, I love her dearly, but she's not very clever, she's a little bit daft, and she's not very tall. So John decided that her name should be Daphne, because she's daft and she's knee height. Sometimes a name can be really profound and so much thought goes behind it, and sometimes it's just a little bit of fun. In this verse, we heard about some of the names that a special baby was to be given. So Mary and Joseph, they really didn't have to think about the name of their child, which was a little bit of pressure off, I suppose. They had enough stress with giving birth and being new parents to this amazing baby boy. His names were Wonderful Counselor, so someone who listens to all of your problems and can help you solve them. Mighty God, I think that one is pretty self-explanatory. Everlasting Father, a father figure who will never leave you, no matter what you do, who will always be there and will always love you. And Prince of Peace, never getting cross with what you say or what you do or being disappointed in you. That's just not who he is. There are some epic names in that list with great, great meanings. There's no sign of Dave or Kevin anywhere in there. Nothing against Dave or Kevin. I know some wonderful people called Dave or Kevin, but if the Son of God was called Dave, it might have been quite a different story. So maybe when you have a few minutes, go and ask your parents, why have you got your name? Or even Google what is the meaning of your name. You might learn something really cool, or you might hear a funny story, you never know, but it'd just be really nice to find out, I think. So on that note, I'm going to finish for today, and in fact, I'm going to finish for 2021. That's a bit crazy. We will be back in January with a new batch of Tuesday Thoughts. If you have any verses that you want us to read and to talk about, then just DM them over. We will see what we can do. But on that note, that leaves me with just one thing to say, and that is Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, guys. Bye.